I hope you're ready for a doozy today, you guys. This piece started out in one direction and did a 180 and went in a completely different direction. With every layer of paint that I'm scraping off, it is revealing a gem, and I'm just so excited about this one. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. So if you want to see how this did a 180, stick around and let's get into it. Welcome back to Vintage and Painted. On this channel, we do furniture makeovers and restorations. We also do thrifting adventures and DIY projects at home. Okay, so this morning, out in the shed, I have this really old hutch. Parts of it, I think, are real wood. You never know until you get to it. This was donated to me ages ago. I've been using it as paint storage. Some of you would have seen if you watched my videos early 2024, somewhere around there. So it's either going to be that or Hope's old dresser. So when we moved, she really wanted my armoire cupboard thing that I was using that had drawers and hanging space. She absolutely loves it, and so she wanted it, so I gave that to her. And her dresser is out here, so I think what I want to do is possibly make that over or make this over. Ooh. I need to explore that a little bit. And honestly, it's been so long since I made this over, I can't remember what kind of condition it was in when all right, let's have a look at the hutch. It's a big job. This is not a 1 week job. Not at all. I'm gonna paint this. I'm not stripping it back. I'm gonna repair it, fix it, and yeah, let's do this. Paint it. I don't actually know where I'm going to put it. Okay. Get rid of these dated pulls. They're not going to serve me well. I hate flathead screws. I hate them so much. This one came to me with a massive crack in the glass, so I'm going to take it out, and what I'll need to do is get a new piece of glass, sadly, but I don't think it's going to be too expensive. I could be wrong. Alright guys, I had to turn the heat on. So sorry. I'm sure you don't mind. But listen, I know, I just said I was going to paint over this and I didn't want to sand it back. This is a solid wood top. It's not veneer, it's solid. I'm going to stick some music on right now and I'm gonna scrape, take it a step at a time, which I do. Sometimes I have a plan, but you know, sometimes that plan changes as I go along. Right, that was short-lived. This was scraping off like a dream. This, nah. So I'm gonna whip out my sander and let my sander do the work. Alright, you guys. This is the end result of all day. Okay, I say all day, but it was probably around 11 to, and it's 5 now. So 11 to 5, and I stopped for 30 minutes in the middle to have some lunch because I was starving. So beautiful. Light spot here because of that guy. But that guy's going back up on it, and I'm not too worried about it. Going to Pinterest my little heart out tonight and come up with a look that I'm aiming for. So this took all day today. I don't have any chemical stripper, so I'm gonna go to, because I am not scraping and sanding all of those. No way. Gonna go get chemical stripper to strip all of that, and the doors and the windows. So probably gonna end up stripping that as well. Even though I'm probably going to paint just the inside, but the rest of it will be scraped or stripped back to raw wood. But the inside is going to be painted a contrasting color just to give it a nice look. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Warm soapy water is what I'm trying to show you. Day 3. Gonna give you a little sneaky peek at a video that's coming later, a little bit later. It'll be a series. I'm going to the garage for day 3 of stripping the paint off this piece. And also happening today is concrete is getting poured in there. It's going to be a pad for that shed, which I'm going to convert into usable space. And so anyway, that's happening today. So excited. It's coming along. It's coming along slowly. Back in the garage for the 3rd and final day of stripping this guy. So today is the glass doors and the inside of the cabinet that I need to strip. But everything else is looking so good. I already showed you guys that, but it's looking so good. And every time I take paint off and I see, I'm like, it really is real wood, solid wood. I just get so excited. Okay, I did not get as much done yesterday as I had hoped. Shortly after 11:30, the truck arrived, cement truck. So the rest of the day yesterday was spent leveling out the cement and all that sort of stuff. So I still have more stripping to do. She's stripped back. Everything is done. So what I've done is I've wiped it down with mineral spirits. I'm gonna go in now and get scraping in places, and then we're gonna sand. So just to get everything, all the finish off. as you can see, I tried a couple of things out. I kind of liked this the most, so this is what we're going with. What you saw me do with the steel brush, right, was go raise the grain, all these bits of grain right there, raise that. It's called Ceruse finish. I really like it, so that's what we're going for. So step one is to paint it in Crinoline. I'm using DIY paint and a sponge brush. What I did here was with white linen, and I liked it, but it was just a little too white, so the Crinoline is more of a creamy white, and it's going to warm it up just a little bit. What I'm going to do is wet it all first, just so I can get the paint moving like I want it to. Great thing about DIY paint is that it reactivates with water. I haven't put too much water in there, but that's okay because I have cloth. Okay, let's dry it back just a little bit. That's what I should have done, just wet it down with a cloth. I just want it damp, not dripping. Okay, and then I want to go against the grain. I want to get this white paint in all of that grain that I lifted up with the wire brush. The great thing about DIY paint is it reactivates with water. Why was I saying that? I've distracted myself. It'll come back to me. Oh, you guys. I haven't changed. Oy, oy, oy. What this Ceruse finish is also going to do, and plus coupled with my new cup pulls, is going to hide this ghost pull from the original. I'm actually going to let that dry and move on to the next drawer. I don't need a whole lot of paint. See that? Hardly anything on it. Going against the grain to really push it into that grain. That's another thing. You don't want it too wet, so the paint gets down in the grain, because if it's too damp, the paint won't get in there. But if it's dry, then the paint's not going to move around as easily. I have found wiping it with a damp cloth is happy medium. Damp sponge. What's this? It's not a sponge. Damp cloth. It's all about playing with it and getting it to look the way that you want it to look. That's what I reckon. My personal humble opinion. I'm a DIY paint affiliate, and if you follow the link below, it will take you over to Debbie's website where you can look and order paint, but you have to follow that link below in order for her to know that you guys saw my video and were interested in trying it out. If you use other paint other than Debbie's paint to do a Ceruse finish, you're going to have to leave a wet edge. But I think this is what I was trying to say a lot earlier. Is what I love about Debbie's paint is that it reactivates with water because it's a clay-based paint, right? It's all natural. It's beautiful paint. And you don't have to leave a wet edge. You could leave it, come back. You could leave it for hours and come back, and it will reactivate with water. So doing this kind of a finish with DIY paint is different to how you would do it if you're doing it with a different brand. Even chalk-based paints, they don't necessarily reactivate with water, but because Debbie's is clay, it reactivates. So just another reason to love it. I do love having this smaller car. I don't miss our van at all, except for when it comes time to hauling long pieces of wood or pieces of furniture. She's small, but she's mighty. Anyway, you've seen my inspiration. I had to go to Lowe's this morning and grab some wood. I've got 5 primed pieces of, what are they, 1 by 2 by 8. Okay, 8 feet long, 2 inches wide, 1 inch thick. You've seen my inspiration. What I want to do is create something similar. I've painted the backer board. Now I just need to do this, attach it, and then we can seal it, take all the sexy photos. Okay, make my life easier. I'm laying it down and I'm dry fit. Everything is dry fitting. But look at that. Does it look like the inspo? I think so. It was worth it, the time and effort. So now what I need to do is just adjust these to make sure it's as, if these and this one need to be the same and then that one's a bit smaller, that's fine. Or if all 3 can evenly space out, great. But if not, got to figure that out. So here we go. What's going on there? Straight with the dark wax. Not a whole lot. Little bit on my brush. From the beginning, before photos, it was this, right? I was going to put them back, but you know what? It kind of dated it. So I've taken it. I sanded it back just like the other ones. I haven't whitewashed it, but we'll fix that in a minute. But I'm going to glue them in there because otherwise, right, when the glass goes in here, you're going to see this gap. And we want to cover that up. So the best way to do that is to use materials from the piece itself. Take it right out.
Now she's lying down properly.
No, wait, stand. Okay.
Ended up doing 2 coats of the aviary and I let that dry. Actually, I cheated a little bit and I dried it with my heat gun in between because it's just so cold, and who has time for paint to dry in cold weather? Not me. So anyway, once it was dry, I went ahead and sealed it with clear wax. There is a thing called wax freak out where your paint looks a bit blotchy, but it does settle down once it dries, okay? And then that was really it, you guys. Here's the before. She was covered in thick paint, but she was in really good condition and solid ash, you guys. I found out what it was. It's ash. I originally thought it was oak, but it wasn't. So anyway, she's beautiful. No veneer on it whatsoever. Everything is solid ash. It was a lot of work. It was a massive job. Ended up taking me 2 weeks from start to finish. But she's done now and looks beautiful. I am super proud of this one, you guys. I love the European sort of lived in weathered look, and I'm obsessed with that look at the moment, and that's what I was going for when I found my inspiration. The Ceruse finish is beautiful, that makes the grain stand out, and that dark wax just gives it that old world feeling and look, and I'm obsessed with it. I have to sell it though, can't keep it. It is up on Facebook Marketplace, and I'll let you know in a future video how it sells. That's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit a cheeky thumbs up. That would be amazing. And if you haven't already and you consider subscribing, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. And I will see you guys on another video very soon. Love ya. Bye.